There's a bit of a problem with the hab door in that sometimes it'll lock and sometimes it won't. The cab doors have locked, this one hasn't. It's all down to this contact down here. So there's a circuit that these should be spring loaded, but the springs have failed. And when you shut the door, those springs should press those pegs there against those contacts there. And that allows the circuit to power the central locking. But these springs have broken, and so they're not sticking out the way they should. They should be poking right out. They should be poking out like that. But because the springs inside are broken, they don't poke out. So they don't press on the little pads, so they don't make contact.
So how are we going to fix it then?
Well, I took this out in the hope that I could clean them and free them up and oil them, but they're not gummed up, they're broken.
So what are we going to do about it?
So I phoned the local dealer and explained, and he understood. He's probably seen it before, and he said he'd have to get in touch with the manufacturers who supply the parts, and he came back to me later that day and he said, I've got a price for you. And I was laughing so hard I don't actually remember what it was, but it was somewhere between £200 and £300.
Wow.
For a little plastic contact. And yeah, he was apologetic. He said, yeah, it's ridiculous, but there we go. So, had a look on eBay and found...
Your go-to place for
Well,
parts.
why not? It's easy, it's quick,
Yep.
it's cheap. So this is exactly the right thing. It's exactly the right shape and size. And the spring loading is really strong. And if it does fail in a year's time, I can buy another one because it's £6.
I was just about to ask how much it cost.
£6, and it comes with the other side as well. And this one comes with a little little ramp there. It's actually designed to go on top of a door, and for this to be on the bit of the door that comes around like that when the door closes, so it hits that ramp and lifts them into the right place. So I'm going to cut the ramp off, fit that in the frame, fit that in the door, and they will press, they'll make the contact, and then the door will work. Hooray! When you're doing this, it's a very good idea to take a photo as soon as you get that out before you disconnect it, so that you have a record of which one's connected to the red and which one's connected to the blue, so that you don't end up connecting the circuit back to front when you put it all back together again. Oh, look at that!
Look at what?
You know I was talking about the ramp that I'm going to cut off?
Mm. That one's got a ramp, has it?
This one's got a ramp as well.
Ah.
So I don't have to cut it off. So this is basically the same product as the one I've just bought for £6, and they wanted 250 quid for it. Basically they don't want to sell any of their parts. That's the only conclusion I can come to.
Well,
Who is going to pay 200 quid for something you can get off eBay for £6?
well, there's a lot of people that aren't quite as handy as you, which is why I suppose we're recording this, so that you can show people just how simple it is.
Yeah. If I look at the thing that you've got a problem with, and you see exactly the same thing listed on eBay, there's a good chance it is exactly the same thing. And this is the door side, and on this side there's a lot more slack, a lot more spare wire.
All secure?
Yep. Lovely jubbly.
a long time ago, and it was probably when I was at school, because back when I was at school, they did show you how to do things like wire a plug. But I learned not to screw any screw in all the way until you've got all the parts screwed in.
Absolutely, yep, quite right.
And I always remember that.
Yep. But will it reach?
Oh, I bloody hope so.
Well, see, if it won't reach, then we can put the spacer in to make it reach. I don't want to start with the spacer in case you didn't need it. That bottom one's got no grip.
Oh.
Doing nothing. Right, we'll try that. You going to sit in there?
Yeah.
Can you look at it and see if you think it's touching?
Okay.
I'm going to shut it now.
There's a few mil, yeah.
Well, it works.
It works.
Proper spring loading. So I've just realised how you can reliably test to see whether your contact is actually the problem or not. And we can test that ours is now working right. All you need is a bit of paper and a torch. So if I grab the door, and I'm just going to put it in between the top one and the pad. There you go, shut the door. Right, so there we go. That's trapped. And that's obviously making good contact because I can't put the paper in.
Yeah. Shall we try the other one now?
Yep, let's try the other one. Okay, shut that. Right, that's just the bottom one. Again, good contact.
Brilliant.
Yeah, there we go.
What are you doing?
I've been taking the sensor off to measure it up because whoever fit it looked at it and thought, oh, that'd be a good place to put it. And it's not a good place to put it because when you shut the door, the sensor doesn't stay just there. It comes a little bit this way, hits the door frame, that knocks the lid off the sensor and that goes pinging right across the van. So we're going to make up a little 3D printed spacer to go between the sensor and the door to bring it out and down a bit so it won't hit the door and it'll be in the right place for the magnet.
That's almost genius.
So this is the little spacer that my son Axel printed for me, all made up and designed to just the right size and shape to bring the sensor out a bit and down a bit. Proper. There we go.
Job done.
Lovely jubbly.
Right. Oh look, it doesn't fall off anymore.
Hey! And it's closer to the magnet, so it's going to get a stronger signal. And that might be what's making that alert go bing bong.
Yeah, we'll find out next time we go away, which will be ages yet. But